There's really 4 actions that we're looking for in this process. And the first one is can I stand straight in front of my horse, get my horse to square up? And by the way, this here is Annie. She's a 3-year-old quarter horse. I haven't done any of this work with her. She's a youngster, you know, just getting her going. She's been under saddle a little while, but she's still really green to the bit. You know, we've just gotten to where we can go here and there, nothing fancy, and that's why, you know, I thought this would be a great opportunity. She's right at the place where I can start working with this. This will be good because she actually, when you pick up the reins, she gets real heavy and she just leans. She always wants to carry her head down there. So this will be a great opportunity to show you on a horse that doesn't know any of this. So first off is I just want to get her squared up, get her front feet standing square, and now I'm standing straight in front of her. I'm going to take my thumb and hook it into the bit, and then I'm going to lift her head up or lift up the bit. And what I'm looking for is for her, as soon as I lift up, for her to activate or actually lift up off of it and activate her jaw. So she start rebalancing her weight and softening the jaw, because the jaw, if the jaw is tight, the back usually is tight too. So if we can get the jaw to activate, then it helps to relax the body. It's just like, you know, when we're working a horse and then the horse releases and you get a nice lick and chew. It's the same thing, but only we're reversing the process, as we're getting them to lick and chew to get the release in the body. So we start by getting them to lift up. So I'm going to lift my hands, and there's actually a lick and chew there, and I'm going to give it back to her, because the release is what teaches. So I lift, and she came off of it pretty nicely. She licked and chewed, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to lift, but I'm lifting up towards her ears, not back, because I don't ever want to put pressure on the tongue. I want to put the pressure on the corner of the mouth. There, she's licking and chewing. She's staying soft in my hand, and I can give. It's actually really, really nice. She's, you know, picking herself up. She's staying there. But if she would kind of lean, if I would pick up and she just lean, it'd be like you'd be putting a steady feel up, and if the horse leans at all, you do an upward vibration to say, hey, don't lean on me. And again, it's never backwards, because the backwards is going to put pressure on the tongue, and that's actually going to create tension. So I'm lifting up. She's following me. If she leans, I do a little upward vibration till I get the mouth to activate. Nice, and she's staying soft and light in my hand, and as soon as she does, I give it back to her. And she's doing that pretty nicely. So we don't want any weight in the hands. If they're coming down, we're doing a little upward vibration. So she's handling that pretty well. So now I'm going to ask for her to lift up. And there I'm doing a little vibration saying, hey, don't poke your nose out too much. It's more of lifting. I want her to kind of rebalance her weight back. And then to settle her head, she's kind of back and forth. She's staying soft, and that was pretty good. As you go, and like I say, she's doing this pretty well. As they figure it out, you're going to hold them there a little longer and a little longer to say, hey, can you stay in that place for a bit? And now I'm going to do it again, and this time I'm going to ask for her to flex to the left. while she stays light and soft in my hand. Can she flex just her neck? Keep active in her jaw, soft in my hand, and then I give it to her. So it's pretty easy. So here's the four actions that we're really looking for. Is first getting them to lift up and get soft in their mouth and soft in your hand, or a mobile mouth and soft in your hand. Once you've got that, then we're going to go left and right. So that'd be 2 and 3. And then the fourth thing is getting him to lengthen. And it's those 4 things that we're going to do at the halt, then you do it at a walk, then you can get on and you can do this at the halt and a walk, trot, canter, all these things. So it seems like, you know, pretty simple stuff, which it is fairly simple, but it's not really easy. And it can take a horse a while to get this, because you're getting them to kind of rebalance, and that teaches them to stay soft, but yet in my hand. So there she's kind of just hanging out. So I'm going to put a little vibration, get the jaw to activate. Don't lean on me. Jaw to activate. That's nice. And now I'm going to flex to the right. So I want her to be soft in my hand first. And there, can I get her to activate her jaw again? Good. That's nice. And then I'm going to let her have it. It doesn't have to be perfect here in the beginning. This is her first time of doing this. And I feel like she's doing very nicely with it. So I'll try it to the left again. So again, I lift, upward action if she leans, and then I'm going to flex. And as I flex, move. I want you to move with her head. Don't go off to the side like this one way or the other, or, you know, push the horse's head over while you're standing over here. Stay right in front of her as you go from just standing in front to the left or to the right. And here I want her to soften a little there. That's pretty nice. And see, she's already holding herself a little more up instead of just kind of down and forward. The next step here is getting action-reaction. And action-reaction is about teaching the horse how to stretch down and lengthen. Because when you get the horse to lift up, it contracts all the muscles here, kind of rebalances them back. This here is going to teach him to lengthen. You think of the distance between the pole and the wither gets longer when you lengthen the horse out. It's not about getting him to round up, but it's getting him to lengthen this neck out. And we do that by bringing up the rein up over the pole. So we have the rein over the pole. I take the slack and just pick it up, and you can really put it in either hand. And then I'm going to grab the bit now with my fingers, and I've got my other hand on her cheek here holding the outside rein. And with this I'm going to take and squeeze. It's like I'm going to bring my hands together. So I'm pulling down on the outside rein and lifting up with the inside, and what I'm looking for is for her to drop her head. The moment she drops, I'm going to release, and that was, she kind of went up and then she just went down, and I gave it to her because she doesn't know what I'm looking for yet. So it's like I'm going to bring my hands together, which this bit pulls. I'm pulling up on this side, lifting on this side, so it's a lifting action in the horse's mouth. And that lifting action is, we want them to seek downward. So I lift, or I'm squeezing my hands together, puts a feel on the bit. And she's just kind of falling asleep there. And as soon as she thinks downward, I give it to her. And this is a little bit of a slow process here in the beginning. But eventually, this teaches the horse to stay in your hands at all times. So imagine you can keep, let's say, 2 ounces of feel there in your hand at all times. So if you pick up the reins, the horse lifts up into your hand. If you give the reins, the horse lengthens down. But you're always keeping that same contact, let's say 2 ounces at all times. And you can get your horse to go left, right, put the head wherever you want. That's really what we're teaching here. So I want down, there I give, and now I'm not just totally dropping, because I want her to start figuring out, I'm going to give, when you go down I'm going to give, but I'm not going to totally drop it. So there I put a squeeze, and there was a down, so I give, yes. But I'm still here. I have a tiny feel, now I squeeze again, saying can you go down, can you lengthen? There. Squeezing, there. Good girl, now it's pretty nice. And it's not like they have to go all the way to the ground, but they need to be at least trying here. So that's getting them to lengthen down. It's called action reaction, because you're putting an action on, a feel on the bit, and you're looking for your horse to react by going down and lengthening the head out. So we'll see you in the next one.